Hi, I'm John Twist of University Motors. It's been about a month since we've made a video. Busy summertime, my wife had an operation, and then our video camera broke. But now, hey, we're back online. Today we're going to talk about timing and the distributor drive gear. But I want to show you a couple of different things on an MGB engine, MGA engine, that can cause you to pull your hair out. We've got a car here right now that had a mismatch of parts, and the owner simply could not get the car to start. It was a simple matter, but let me show you what the problems can be. Trevor's going to come over and going to take a look at these timing covers. Here's a timing cover off an MGA. Timing marks are at 6 o'clock. Here's the pulley. In fact, let's say this is from a B, because you see the notch in the pulley here at 12 o'clock, and our timing marks are at 6 o'clock. So when we put the pulley in here and line it up, here we are at top dead center. Our keyway's at the top, our timing mark is at 6 o'clock. This system works from 1954 until 1971. But, amazingly, in 1972, they moved the timing marks, look at this, I hope they paid this guy $1 million, they moved the timing marks up to 11 o'clock. Now our keyway is at 12 o'clock, and our timing mark up here is at 11 o'clock. Okay, so there are two different front pulleys. When the keyway is at 12 o'clock, either the timing mark's at 11 or 6. If we put, let's see, what do we do? If we put this pulley on this cover and try to time it up here, we're off by, oh my gosh, 160 degrees. That's why this one guy's car wouldn't start. So just pay attention. This, of course, is the preferable cover because you've got timing marks up here that you can look down past the front of the alternator or generator and actually see the timing marks. This thing's the nuts for all those earlier cars. Now let's take a look at the timing gears themselves. When you install the gears in the engine, they ask you to make sure that you can lay a straight edge from the center of this gear, the crank gear, through the center of the cam gear, and have the two dots lined up on that straight line, as I have here. But when it looks like this, you're firing on number 4. Again, the workshop manual tells you to put the dots together in a straight line, but doesn't tell you it's firing on number 4. You'd of course assume it was firing on number 1. It's not. To fire on number 1, we have to turn the crank gear 360, which turns the cam gear 180, because remember that the cam gear goes half as fast as the crank gear, and here we are firing on number 1. The marks are still in line, but they're not next to each other. Remember, this is a 4-cycle engine, and the crankshaft has to make 2 full revolutions to cause the camshaft to turn 1 revolution. Now let's go over to the engine block. Now here we are with an engine. It hasn't got a head or push rods in it, but I've got the cam followers in there, and here's our approximation of a push rod. I'm going to mark him here. I don't know whether you'll be able to see that or not. As we turn the engine over, there it goes. My screwdriver is starting to rise. You can see that. Now it's coming down. Okay, and my piston is now, if Trevor stands up, he can see the piston coming up in the bore. We're on the compression stroke because this is the inlet valve. The inlet valve opened as it was going down. I'm in my compression stroke. I'm going to take a look at my timing marks on the front of the engine. We'll see we're at top dead center. Okay, now we're going to look down inside the distributor drive gear, and we're going to look and see if the drive gear is in correctly, and we should have the large half up to our upper left. Now, it's awfully hard to see which is the large half, but this is the large half on this side. In other words, the slot is cut ever so slightly down towards the bottom right. let's say that this is in here incorrectly. Then what do we do? Well, first of all, we need this long bolt, just a 5/16 24 bolt. Take that off your air cleaner, unless you got HIFs, which are coarse thread. Then we take our screw here and unscrew it. If it doesn't come loose, you can hit it with a hammer. Take our screw out. Our distributor housing is snug. I've got a blunted chisel, and maybe with my blunted chisel I can get this guy to free up here, and maybe I can get him to move out of place, but maybe not. Oh boy, it's tight. Imagine doing this all in the engine bay. Right, so out this guy comes, and underneath here is our distributor drive gear. Let's take a look at him again. Can you see that the large half is topmost? The smaller half is bottommost. Turn it around that way, now the large half is at the bottom. It's essential that you put this in to the engine. You start horizontally and drop this guy in horizontally, and as the teeth catch, it rotates up to about the 2 o'clock, 8 o'clock position. We'll get that again in there. It's awfully hard to see, I know, but because that bolt's in the way here, you get him out of the way. In that 2 o'clock, 8 o'clock position. Now the rotor is pointed at 2 o'clock, number 1 firing. That's the conventional position for the rotor for all the B series and the A series, the midgets, the MGAs, and the MGBs. That's where number 1 conventionally is. So we've got him in correctly. Now we can go ahead and simply put our distributor housing back on. This is a screw that can be a real bugger to get out. This housing can be a bugger. Don't beat on the housing without, well, be cautious. Because if you crack the housing, then you got to call somebody and get another one, because they aren't available new. And of course now I can't get the screw started to go back in. Maybe we'll have to leave this for another day. No, there it goes. That's fine. Now I just got to find my screwdriver, which is located under the engine. And now we're all set. We found number 1 firing by watching the position of the push rod or the valve. If the cylinder head was on, you could have the valve cover off, and you could watch the second valve, which is the number 1 inlet. You could have watched him open up as the piston was going down, and then close for the piston to come up. The next stroke down is our power stroke, and there's no movement off either of the valves until we get right down towards the bottom. So anyway, that is how to select the correct position for the distributor and get the rotor at 2 o'clock, number 1 firing. Hope I've made that easy. Classic Motorsports, if you don't subscribe, subscribe. They said real nice things about us in their latest issue about the courses at university. And our tech seminars will be coming up in February. We'll have some stuff up on the website pretty soon. Thanks a lot. See you in St. Louis if you're going to be there this Saturday, the 27th.